eyes just satisfy. I believe we can revive it.
Michael Jordan fooled the world. He can't play basketball, it was all an act.
You have no power here.
But we change history on him. We lie about what he did and didn't do.
You have no power here.
See, you have to pay them dues for them to turn your ball on. You know, magnetized. The first 4 years, the so-called greatest was shooting 16% from the three-point line. 16%? See, this 16% shooter, the same one who got cut in high school. Put 2 and 2 together. It's not until they turned this ball on and gave Calvin Cambridge the magic shoes that he began to show out a little bit. You ain't see it? But without the enhancements, he can't play a lick.
Jaden, 18 years old, from Hampton, had a pair of Jordan 1s for sale. Jaden and the man and woman met outside in this subdivision less than a mile from Jaden's home. It was Monday night, about 10 o'clock.
I just heard boom, boom, boom.
Jaden's father, Johnny Parks, worried about the gunfire and he couldn't find Jaden, tried calling him on the phone, drove through the neighborhood, and finally found him shot multiple times.
Lorenz was like most other 14-year-olds. He loved basketball, his family, and he was inseparable from his friends. And tonight, one of those friends is accused of killing him.
But it was over a pair of shoes. It was over a pair of shoes.
When they began arguing over a pair of Jordans.
Of a 17-year-old Ballou High School student murdered on Monday believes he was killed over a new pair of Air Jordans.
For a pair of brand new Air Jordans.
So bad.
Tonight, a teenager is dead and another young man wounded after an online deal to buy a pair of Jordans ended in a shootout.
Convict Neil Bland of capital murder for intentionally killing Joshua Woods over Air Jordan sneakers.
I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games. 26 times I've been trusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. I've failed over and over and over again in my life.
Now watch the actors act out the actor. NBA, nothing but actors.
But we change history on him. We lie about what he did and didn't do.
Now, what is the odds around the time that they put Travis Scott as the brand, people bodies start dropping like flies? And back in '92, when they put Michael Jordan as the brand, bodies start dropping like flies. And it's supposed to be around Travis Scott time, a disease from Wuhan, and then around Michael Jordan time, a disease from Beijing, both China.
What's up, world? Yeah, you. I'm Travis Scott. This is my McDonald's order. Follow me.
But what they want the most is the Jordan special. It's back in town. Cause when you got the right recipe, gonna R-E-P-E-A-T. The Jordan special is back in town.
For a limited time, get this button free with a Jordan.
I'm Michael Jordan. McDonald's restaurants have given me this time to talk to you about something we both really care about.
So, Michael Jordan, 1992, the outbreak or the influenza virus, 1992 to 1993, Michael Jordan's face was on that. All right, people body dropping like flies, and then we go here, boom, Jordan's flu game. They got shoes that's called the Flu Game Retros, going for $470. Now, what would be the odds? And he acted like he had the flu during the game. You see how he's all leaning over and stuff? That's all act, man.
All right, thanks, Marv. At 3:30 this morning, Michael Jordan woke up with flu-like symptoms.
At 3:30 this morning, y'all, he had flu-like symptoms, y'all, while standing next to number 33. How ironic.
He had a stomachache and a headache, and he couldn't go back to sleep. He threw up all night.
He threw up all night, y'all, and stayed up all night, too. Still got throw up on his breath right now, y'all.
And as reported earlier, he missed the shoot-around, but he was in bed all day.
He missed the shoot-around. He didn't even get to warm up, y'all. And did I mention he threw up all night, too, y'all? But somehow he masonically woke up at 3:30 on the dot.
And continued to throw up. As a matter of fact, he got in here early. When I went to talk to him back in the back room, he was in a dark room trying to get some rest.
Oh, yeah, he was in a dark room, y'all.
But still throwing up. And Marv, I talked to him, I said, how do you feel? He said, I really feel horrible. But his history in games where he's either been hurt or sick has been bad news for the opponent.
The opponents get the worst beat down, the worst Michael Jordan feel, y'all. Don't y'all see the script? Remember they made him play better with a broke ankle? They want you to think he's beyond human.
Down right there. See, the ankle gave way on him right there.
They're having to help him off the floor. We're talking about a franchise guy here, and he looks as though that right ankle is giving him some severe pain. Michael Jordan walked back on the floor, no limp at all. And just as I start thinking he's human, we see him go down, not able to even move. And here's a shot just moments ago, Michael Jordan coming out. He went in, they had to carry him off the floor. He's retaped. 39 points for Michael Jordan here tonight. 7 rebounds, 4 assists. He's 16 of 28 from the floor. He's playing on a very sore ankle. 14 in 9 minutes after spraining his ankle.
Now let's get back to that flu game. I'm telling you, I never seen a sick person move so well, man. Didn't he throw up all night? When he in a dark room, barely got sleep, scratching and itching? The only sick people are the ones who think he's sick. The flu hit the slavery breeding grounds the same year McDonald's made him the face. And then at the eclipse of the flu, he got a flu game? It's only the reward for the slaughter, y'all. Yeah, he looks sick to me. Look at him. He look real sick. Instead of Gatorade, get that man some Pepto-Bismol on the bench. Wait. Why didn't the other players get sick this game? Wasn't his sweat and saliva from sticking his tongue out the whole game flying everywhere? I tell you, man, they kill you and then they mock you in this country. They nothing but gangsters. Look at how he acting on that bench, y'all. Look just like he did in Space Jam.
It's open! Come on, Michael, it's game time. Get your Hanes on, lace up your Nikes, grab your Wheaties and your Gatorade, and we'll pick up a Big Mac on the way to the ballpark.
Now we...
So yes, this is the Air Jordan 12 flu game. Now, flu game, let's talk about that. Originally, it was suspected that Michael Jordan had the flu. However, Jordan's personal trainer, a guy named Tim Grover, says that in fact Jordan didn't actually have the flu, but had food poisoning. So this is how the story goes. So Jordan and a couple of guys were in his room. It was after 9 o'clock. They were in Utah. Utah had beat them the past 2 games, so the series was tied 2-2 in the NBA Finals, and they decided to order some food. Food service wasn't open past 9 p.m., and it was past 9 when they ordered food, so they ordered pizza. Now, here's the tricky part. According to Tim, when the pizza came, 5 guys delivered the pizza, and of all the guys in the room, no one ate the pizza but Michael Jordan.
Deemed as one of the greatest, had to complete his sacrifices as well. To obtain success, he underwent humiliation and sacrificed his father. In the middle of his career, in the year of 1993, Jordan lost his father, who allegedly was murdered in North Carolina by 2 teenagers, and his body was dumped in a swamp. Not only did Michael have to suffer this loss, but he also had to be humiliated, as he was forced by the corporation that owns him to go and play baseball in the MLB for a year. To Michael, this was devastating. He was embarrassed in front of the world as he posted a battle average of .202 and was struck out more than 114 times. He was humiliated. Placed in a sport where he was no longer the star, but yet a laughingstock. He was broken so much that when he got back to the NBA the following year, he was more than grateful to his masters for reestablishing his position, so he could again be worshipped by the world. See, it's all vanity, y'all. They all simply want to be worshipped. Jordan traditionally wore the number 23, which is broken down to 6. But when he returned from baseball, he wore the number 45, which comes to 9. They weren't done with him, y'all. They gave him a little more. They forced him out of his last retirement after he stated he was done and made him play for the terrible Washington Wizards at the time, embarrassing himself as he went up and missed dunks. He missed layups, and he did all this while the elite sat back and laughed at him. They did him like the very movie he played in, Space Jam, where the puppet NBA players' skills was taken from them and placed into a ball.
What was it like getting in there with MJ after growing up watching him and then finding yourself on the court with him?
Oh, it was fun.
Come on, man.
I beat him in one-on-one, too. You beat him? Let Oak tell it out loud. So the first thing I said was, yeah, I heard a lot about you, but I think I'm better than you.
Oh!
So we ended up playing basketball one-on-one. It was a fun game, good game. I jumped out on him quick.
You know, Kwame Brown ain't lying.
I beat him in one-on-one.
He did beat Jordan one-on-one. And that says a lot, because all Kwame did in his career was beat himself down. They both couldn't play. Difference is, Jordan had the like Mike shoes and his ball turned on, and he was chosen to be the face.
I beat him in one-on-one.
Kwame was like the backup singer to the backup singer. You know, these NBA players, they lie for Jordan to help deify him in the minds of the people, because they are all collectively one brand. If one is heavily exposed, they all get exposed. That's why we going for the head of the snake. The downfall would be like pulling the wrong block out in the game of Jenga. The NBA makes billions off an illusion. If the magic, witchcraft, and illusion gets broken, it all comes crashing in. So each block or player does whatever it takes to hold the grid of lies together.
Look next to the field goal board. There's Joe Dumars, number 4. Look at Michael Jordan walking in the middle of the free throw line to the paint.
I beat him in one-on-one.
Somebody please tell me why Michael Jordan is not guarding this dude. This is Michael Jordan's matchup. Everybody else guarding they dude. Why is Michael Jordan not guarding his dude? Look at this. Michael Jordan just in a daze. Look at this. They talk about this dude to do all this. Once again, look at Michael Jordan and look what Joe Dumars at. Way out there. And I would feel so bad to be a Michael Jordan fan, knowing that Michael Jordan played against people who couldn't even dribble the ball correct.
I beat him in one-on-one.
I've seen better defense at my local YMCA. Here's a clip of MJ torturing the ice cream truck driver that goes around my neighborhood every summer.
They say Jordan was playing the greatest defenders and defenses the world had to offer. They make it sound like he was being cut up with machetes while he was going to the rim. But if you look closely, they're letting him score. It's a stage. They defend him just enough to make you think it's real, to create the illusion. Majority of the game, Michael wasn't even touched. If you add his like Mike enhanced shoes, the ball being turned on for him, and the majority of the league playing along to help create this idol, man, it's like taking a 99 created player in a video game into a regular matchup. See, you play the video game with a joystick. The NBA commissioners play it in real life on the stage.
You know this Michael Jordan's gonna be able to do anything he wants to do. A backward trying to rip the Greek Freaks pockets. Coming down. Jordan trying to put the moves on. Hold up, we spin it off. Go! And now we are trying to come all the way down court and get something bumping. Look at Jordan! Chicago Bulls. And this Michael Jordan on the team is a 99 overall.
Even Jordan fights were staged and acted out. Michael, almost fighting Jordan, got into the most fights without ever fighting. All them fights with no punches. Some say he was being smart for not swinging so he can stay in the game. But why call them Jordan fights online then? I'll tell you why. They were trying to enhance his tough attribute in the minds of those who worship him. At best, he was someone who could shout, yell, curse. And you fanboys get moist when you see him argue, don't you? You get moist. Speaking of moist, we're going to talk about that in a second.
Mike Douglas. Oh, Mike Douglas. You know, Mike Douglas used to make me moist when I watched the show. I admit it, I would get moist when I watched the show.
Jordan cried more over Kobe fake death than his father's actual death. To me, that's strikingly odd. And y'all still never question how these people lose close relatives or family members the more they're blowing up or the more they're being recognized in this world. It's all vanity.
How are you handling the grieving process? I know I've done many shows where people say time heals. It hasn't been a long time. But even in the book where you say my father who passed, and I always think, I mean, I know he had to pass, but I think he was murdered. And the fact that he was murdered is a searing kind of pain. I mean, have you dealt with that? Have you accepted the fact he was murdered?
No, because I'm a very optimistic person to a sense that I don't look at the real bad part of it. I look at no matter what happened to my father, he's not here.
Now he's got me. I'll have to look at another crime meme for the next.
Have you talked to Michael since the documentary?
No.
What did you think when he said he was going to go play baseball?
But it's a selfish decision, but it was kind of who Michael Jordan was.
I thought in the huddle, Mike says, I'm going to throw you the ball. You'll be open at the foul line. And Phil had nothing to do with that?
And you don't want to get this show started because it'll take us a long time. Do you know all those cameras that's sitting in that huddle, who they was working for?
The NBA.
So you know who Michael was speaking to when he said that, right? that was planned. That was speaking to the camera. That wasn't speaking out of what we're going to have to do, what the play is going to be. But that was building his own documentary because he knew he was controlling the cameras. You understand English?
Yeah.
Okay. So all those cameras that was working were working basically for Michael Jordan, not for the Chicago Bulls.
But
they were building the Come Fly With Me, the Air Jordan videos. That's what it was. That was not naturally spoken.
I'm growing, the spirit controlling, letting go of all these false deeds that I'm holding. Heaven will open, the righteous will go in. The Lord is gonna give us back the things that were stolen. So store up your riches in heaven. Yeah, store up your riches in heaven. Store up your riches, store up your riches there.
Store your riches up in heaven where it can't be stolen. You can gain this whole world and still lose your soul. And when your body in that box, what can you do with gold? Whether I'm lacking or abundant, I'm content with both. The gift of God can't be purchased and it can't be sold. So when you pierce yourself with sorrows, it'll stain your robe. They make the dollars and the change to maintain control. All these earthly riches can erode. Look what came to Job. He lost his children, lost his servants like the painted grove. Though he lost his sheep when fire rained, he retained his soul. A man's life don't consist in his abundance, and neither should your faith be in your money. Let me tell you something.
I'm growing, the spirit controlling, letting go of all these false deeds that I'm holding. Heaven will open, the righteous will go in. The Lord is gonna give us back the things that were stolen. So store up your riches in heaven. Yeah, store up your riches in heaven. Store up your riches, store up your riches.
They worship the dead because they money got dead faces. My riches up in heaven, you can't reach it with staircases. There's a book of life and it's a spiritual narration, and God can cut that life short, literally paraphrase it. Why we worship money when the money's the root of evil? Deceitfulness of riches, man, it basically ruin people. Struggle just to get it, and you gotta go through to keep it. I'm talking bodyguards, big vault, security features. You came in this life with nothing, you gon' leave the same. The dollar sign is just a snake and they don't see the fangs. And all the riches got through vanity, they won't remain. They full of pride, they out here preaching godliness is gain, but they won't tell you that contentment is a holy thing. The devil offered all the kingdoms, Jesus overcame. Cause if you sow it to the flesh, that mean you sowed in vain. I can sow a camel through a needle for the focus change. Yeah. And we gotta make some choices. Yeah, we gotta make some choices. And some of them is hard. And you know this world is hard. We running like some horses. Yeah, we running like some horses. Trying to make it back to God. Gotta make it back to God. And this wilderness is scorching. And we stepping on the scorpion. And we swimming with the sharks. Yeah, we swimming with the sharks. And we keep the light like torches. And the light is really gorgeous. Cause the world is getting dark.
He's got his own money. And baby, when I tell you he's got his own money, I mean the boy has got his own money. You did it this time.